Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show you a demo of Zero Payroll as promised in the last LinkedIn post, where you'll be able to run your payroll software on a Google App Script without any hosting cost at all. This is mostly for startups which have less than 20 employees. There is no PF ESA compliant, but they want payslips because the employees have been asking for them. And that helps them in their credit cards, bank loans for two-wheeler, or very small things for small startups and starter employees, but there's not TDS, PF, ESI. You don't have to use complex softwares which are currently there in the market, which are very rigid in terms of customization and very difficult to use. So what you can do is, with the link that I've shared with you, open the link, click on make a copy. Once you click on make a copy, you'll be making a copy of the Google Sheet where this particular code is currently deployed. After that, go on to extensions and select app script. Now, app script is where the code of this particular application is currently hosted on. You can click on deployment, new deployment, configuration, web app, and type in Zero Payroll. Click on deploy. You have the entire code here if you want to make any future customizations to this. Right now it's in a beta stage. There might be future updates. You can get in touch with me on LinkedIn to know more about it. We are rolling out this particular version for free for everyone to meet the basic requirement and make the customizations as per their requirement. So I give the permissions here. The permissions here are to send the email, allow this application to run when you're not present is basically to get the data about the payroll, and the edit, create, and delete all your Google Drive files. It doesn't necessarily do any of this. It basically needs this permission to store the backend database of your payroll software. As you can see, the code is entirely open, so you can audit it and change the permissions if you need to. Allow the application, and then that's it. Your application will be quickly deployed in like 30 seconds barely. Please have this web app URL saved because this is where your application will be, and keep it very confidential within your organization. Do not share it externally. Now I open this application. There you go. This is the Zero Payroll dashboard. Currently, I have some backend data in my Google Drive for my whatever beta testing which we have done. That's the data which is being reflected. But here, the first step would be to go to settings and click on setup system. This would basically save all the necessary records in your Google Drive files and format, and then enter your company name and contact details and address. Make sure that this follows your incorporation certificate or how you want it on your payslip, because this is exactly how the address and the company name will be printed on the payslip. And then if you go into the employees section, you can click on add employee. I'll add a dummy employee for myself. ABCD 1 2 3 4 F. Joining date. The joining date is also logic driven, where if I've joined on 1st Jan 2025, I'll be loading into the pay runs only after later. Pretty simple basic logic, but I'm just reinforcing that it's there. You can enter the salaries as per the basic advisory. They're all split into different heads of basic, HRA, travel allowance, special allowance, and medical allowance. If you do not want to use the exact breakup of this, you can just make any necessary changes amongst these. Like, you can make, instead of 1 lakh, you can make this 50,000, and the balance 50,000 you can add it up into HRA. It's entirely up to you. And TDS, ESI, PF, PT, as I mentioned, are not applicable for most of the startups because their employees are well within the TDS thresholds, and ESI and PF is not applicable. That's why this particular thing is not automated. But if you still want to use it, you can just enter the manual computations that you have. 1800, this is usually 300, 200. And if there's any salary advance that you want to deduct, and then click on save. The employee records are saved here. Go to run parent. Now I've joined in Jan 2020. Since I've already run the parents before for 2025 Feb, it may not run. So I'm just on a random date of 2035. I'm just loading it. There you go. You have the employees' details here, whoever is currently on board. You have the pay days, days absent, gross pay, deductions, and net pay. Click on edit. You can change the pay days. Accordingly, the pay also changes. Let's say if I'm absent 3 days, I save the data. The pay days change, the gross pay change, the deductions remain as it is. You'll have to manually change if there's any change in the TDS, PF, ESI. Once this payroll is loaded, you can just click on run payroll. There you have a confirmation pop-up. Once you have a confirmation pop-up, in the background, within like 1-2 minutes, the payslips get generated as a PDF and they get sent to your employees directly into their email through the Gmail which you've used for logging into the Zero Payroll app, which you've authorized at the initial stage. Now, once that is successfully done, let's just see if they're sent. It's still loading. The payroll is completed. I can go into the payroll here and just see if what is the status of the payroll and see if the salary slips have been sent. Yes, they've been sent. If I want to resend a salary slip to a particular employee, I can just click on resend. In the backend, it goes on. You don't have to wait on the screen. And also, if you want to download summary of that particular month's salaries, you can just download the CSV file where you get all, the entire gross pay, earnings, and deductions and everything. Gross pay, total deductions, net pay. The gross pay has changed based on the number of pay days. Right now, as per the code, which we'll focus on later,